Hello and welcome to our splits yoga session. Today we'll embark on a transformative journey toward mastering the splits. In a comfortable seated position on your mat, take a deep breath in and exhale, letting go of any expectations. Splits progress comes with consistent dedication. Throughout this session, listen to your body's wisdom, respecting its limits, avoiding any forceful movements. With patience and persistence, we'll cultivate flexibility and self-compassion. So let's begin. Inhale your arms up to the sky, gazing up. Right hand hooks to your left knee as you find a twist, gazing over your left shoulder. Come back through center. This time hook your left hand to your right knee, twisting and gazing over your right shoulder. Come back through center as you kickstand your left leg, facing the long ways of the mat. Reach your right leg out to the side. As you ground down through your left hand, reach your right arm up. Gaze up at your right fingertips. You can also find a bind with your right hand as you bring it to the side of your left hip. Right arm comes back up. As you begin to walk your hands forward, begin to fold over your left leg, bringing your forehead to the mat. Finding this fold. Coming up onto the fingertips as you begin to walk over to your right foot. Flex your right foot as you begin to fold over your right leg. Feeling a deep stretch in your hamstring. Walk your fingers to the back of the mat and come onto all fours. Switch sides as you kickstand your right leg this time. Bring your left leg out to the side. As you ground down through your right hand, bring your left arm up, gazing up at the left fingertips. Walk your fingers out in front of you and begin to fold back onto your right foot. Forehead comes down to the mat. Breathe. Come up on the fingertips as you begin to walk over to your left foot. Flex your left foot and bend over your left leg. Belly is reaching for the thigh as you bring your forehead closer to your knee. Bring both knees back, shoulder width apart. Coming onto all fours. Begin to find cat-cow as you drop your belly, lift your gaze, and then begin to tuck your hips and round through the upper back, pressing through your fingers and your knuckles to push up. You can introduce some fluidity here by finding any organic movement that feels good in your cat-cow. Roll over your toes and come into downward facing dog. It's okay if your heels don't quite touch the mat. You can keep your knees bent and ensure to keep pushing out through all 10 fingers. Begin to find these lifted pedals as you begin to bend one knee, stretching out the other leg, and switching sides as you come up high on the toes. Begin to find calf raises by coming up high on both toes and dropping your heels back down. Repeat to find a stretch in your calf muscles and in the back of your legs. Find stillness. Begin to find glute pulses with your right leg as you drop your heel up and down in a three-legged dog position. Drive that right leg through your hands. Drop the back knee, coming into a grounded low lunge. Raise your arms up and begin to twist to the right, bringing your right hand behind you. Left arm reaches out in front of you. You have the option to bring your right hand to your left thigh, finding a deeper stretch. Come back through center. Arms come up. Frame your right foot with your hands and begin to walk your right foot out to the side of the mat. Coming into lizard pose with the option to come onto the edge of the right foot, pressing into your right knee to deepen the stretch, staying strong through your left arm. You also have the option to find a quad stretch by bending the left knee and reaching your right hand for your left foot. Come back through center as you find half splits, flexing your right foot and sitting back slightly towards your left heel, feeling a deep stretch in your right hamstring. Finding a soft flow here as you move in between half splits and low lunge. Really being patient with yourself. You can keep the knee bent here in half splits, making sure that you're listening to your body. Come up high on the back toes. Lift your arms up for high lunge. And twist to the right, finding a high lunge twist as your right arm comes behind you, left arm reaches out in front of you. Breathe. Bring your arms up back into high lunge. Frame your right foot as you bring your left foot closer a few centimeters. Take a deep breath, lengthen your spine, and fold over your right leg, finding a pyramid pose as you find a deep stretch in both legs. Think of bringing your left hip forward and your right hip back to square off the fold. You do also have the option to come up high on the left toes to deepen the stretch in the left hamstring. Gaze forward, walk your hands forward slightly. Come into standing split as you raise your left leg up, keeping your hips squared towards the mat. Going as high as you can here. The aim is not to go as high as possible, but to really feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Bring your leg back down and drive it through and up at a 90-degree angle, bending at the knee. Bring your leg back down And reach your arms up, gazing up, folding forward, hinging at your hips. Find a halfway lift, gaze up, palm the mat, step your feet back, and find an upward facing dog. Gaze up, pushing up out of the hands. Roll over the toes and find downward facing dog. Again, finding these glute pulses on the left side this time, raising and dropping your left foot. Drive your left foot in between your hands. Drop your back knee and raise your hands up to the sky, coming into a low lunge. Pushing your hips down toward the mat. Twist to the left side this time. As you bring your left arm behind you, right arm reaches out in front of you. Coming through center, bring your arms back up. Begin to frame your left foot with your hands and walk your left foot to the edge of the mat. You have the option to come onto the edge of the left foot, pushing your knee out and finding a deep stretch. Bend your right knee and reach your left hand for your right foot to find a quad stretch. I find it feels nice to also drop my head back here to deepen the stretch. Coming back into low lunge. Tuck your back toes and come up high on the back leg, coming into high lunge. Reach your arms up. Twist to the left, bringing your left hand behind you, reaching your right arm out in front of you. Breathe. Come through center, arms come up. Begin to frame your left foot as you bring your right foot forward a few centimeters, coming into pyramid pose. Reach your belly for your left thigh as you fold over your left leg. Coming up high on your right toes to deepen the stretch in the right hamstring. Ensure to keep your hips squared by actively bringing your left hip back and your right hip forward. Gaze up, walk your fingertips forward slightly, and begin to raise your right leg as you come into standing splits. Bring your right leg down and drive it through and up, bending at the knee. bring your right leg down. From standing position, raise your arms up and begin to fold forward, hinging from the hips. In this forward fold, you do have the option to bring your forearms to the back of your calves to deepen the stretch. Just let your upper body hang heavy here, releasing any tension, relaxing the neck, the shoulders, the jaw, the face. Begin to roll up into a standing position. Face the long ways of your mat as you bring your heels in and toes out slightly. Begin to sit your hips back and down into this goddess pose. Bring your left hand down to the mat just inside of your left foot, reaching your arm up to the sky, gazing up. And switch, right hand comes down to the right foot as you bring your left hand up to the sky, gazing up. Repeat this again on each side, with the option to place your hand on your foot this time. Breathe. Switching to the other side when you're ready. Arms come back down as you find a forward fold, bringing your toes in this time, heels are out slightly. You can also grab onto your calves in order to deepen the stretch, letting go of any tension. Fingertips come to the mat as you come to a halfway lift. Walk to the front of the mat, coming into plank. Shift your body weight forward into chaturanga and push up into upward facing dog. Roll over your toes and come back into downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a breath. Come up high on the toes and bring yourself back onto all fours. As you bring your big toes to touch, spread your knees as wide as it feels comfortable for you and begin to fold forward, reaching your arms out in front of you, coming into child's pose. Settle back into your breath here, taking a rest. Slide your chest forward as you begin to palm the mat, coming onto your belly. Place your right forearm parallel in front of you and begin to reach for your left foot as you bend at the left knee. And switch. Left forearm is parallel to the mat as you reach for your right foot with your right hand. Push yourself back up into upward facing dog. Gaze up. Bend at the right knee and flip into wild thing. Letting your right arm hang behind you. Pushing up through the left hand. And switch, coming into upward facing dog again. Bend your left knee this time. Flipping into wild thing on the other side, really pushing up through the right hand, making sure you breathe deeply here. Come back through upward facing dog. Come onto the knees and sit your hips back onto your feet. Coming into this restorative child's pose. Grabbing for your feet if that's accessible for you. Sitting back onto the heels, bring your legs out in front of you and find a comfortable laying position. Hug your right knee to your chest and begin to extend the right leg straight up, finding a deep hamstring stretch, ensuring that your right foot stays flexed. Breathe through this stretch as you release tension in your hamstrings. And switch. Extend your right leg out in front of you as you bring your left knee to your chest. Begin to extend the left leg straight, reaching for the left foot. Drop your left leg back down as you hug your knees into your chest. And find happy baby as you reach for the outside of your feet, pushing your knees towards the side of your ribs. Finding deep, meaningful breaths here. You have the option to extend your legs out in happy baby, finding a deeper stretch in the back of the legs and the glutes. Slowly release. I suggest you pause the video here if you would like to repeat any stretches or poses that we practiced today. It's really important you listen to your body and avoid forcing any movement. Otherwise, coming onto all fours as we prepare to get into the splits. Finding half split as your initial position. Bend at your left knee as you bring your right leg out in front of you, coming up onto the right heel. Sit back on your left heel to ensure that you're in alignment. Once you feel comfortable, begin to walk your left knee back and start to walk your right leg forward by coming onto the heel and pushing it forward. Continue to do this until your glutes reach the mat. When you're ready, come back up and switch sides if this is accessible for you. So bending at the right knee, begin to extend your left leg out in front of you, coming up on the left heel. And when you're ready, begin to walk your right leg back slightly and push your left leg out in front of you, continuing to do so until your glutes reach the mat. Slowly release, coming back onto all fours. Find a comfortable seated position on your mat. Begin to roll your shoulders up and back, releasing any last bit of tension. And as we end our practice today, I want to really acknowledge your dedication and celebrate the progress you have made on your flexibility journey. Begin to find these head rolls as you drop your right ear to your right shoulder, drop your head down, bring your left ear to your left shoulder, and drop your head back. Repeat in the opposite direction. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I would love to hear how your splits journey is going, so feel free to drop your questions, experiences, and progress in the comments below. Reaching your arms up on an inhale and exhale to prayer hands. Until next time, keep shining your light and embracing the beauty of your practice. Namaste.